Hello. Howdy, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Sit Down. Sorry, I have to take care of one thing really quick because when this cross posts, for some reason, it puts it on private. So let me get that taken care of.
Because when this cross posts, for some reason.
Yep, there you go. Cross posting right now. Okay. So tonight we have an excellent episode for you, which is going to be... I hear that over there. I need to cut it out. All right. So tonight we have a very special guest. He's a stand-up comedian. He's also a comedy club owner. Me and him have worked together for, I think, the past 2 years, maybe a little bit under that. Let's hear it for the very funny Mr. Kevin Ruppert.
What's up, man?
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Let me change this real quick to that. There we go.
Oh, nice.
All right. Blurry. I don't know where I am anymore. Yeah. This is a picture of my son. He looks incredibly grumpy in it. So Kevin, you wanna introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, man. Well, like you described, I mean, I do stand-up comedy from time to time. I have created this Bricky's Comedy Club thing that we're, trying to build. I work in IT during the day, for now. Just kind of generally do all that kind of different stuff.
So you're kind of like a crazy superhero. Like you do like a normal job during the day, and then you deal with like stressed out alcoholics at night. You're kind of like Superman.
I don't know, man. I think it's the reverse of that.
You just get worse.
I just deteriorate over time when faced with adversity.
Yeah.
but no, I like that old Woody Harrelson quote where he says that 90% of it is showing up. And that's just what I try to do with all the different stuff that I do is I just try and show up and then hopefully it goes good. And just kind of roll that way. Usually if you're showing up, it's hard to get fired from whatever you're doing.
Yeah. I've worked with a lot of people that have just shown up and nothing really else. So you're right. That's a good point. Yeah. So when did doors open for Bricky's?
That was August of 2022. That was our first show. We kind of started out as like a monthly showcase. And then, the whole philosophy was like, let's not let the resources or the ambitions outpace the resources. I mean, and basically just scale it up proportional to the resources that were becoming available. So we started out as small as possible, and then we just started adding shows. You were at the first, we created the Friday mic, which was kind of our next stage in the evolution. And you were there for the first Friday mic that we ever did. And then we just kind of continued scaling from there. I think we got it up to 7 shows in November.
Okay.
We've scaled it back a little bit the last couple of months because we're getting ready for this world record attempt. So we wanted to create some time to prepare for that. But yeah, man, it has grown pretty rapidly, and it's been a fun time.
So, how long have you been doing comedy in general?
I guess it's been about 6 years now. Doesn't feel like that long, but yeah, the first time I ever went on stage was about 6 years ago.
Okay, yeah, it's about the same for me. Actually, I think it'll be it's 2024, so it'll be 7 in June.
Gotcha, man.
But a couple of years off. It's like some pandemic thing, no big deal.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody got weird. Started washing their hands for the first time in their life. That was
right.
That's what happened.
Yep.
That's that's the long and the short of it. So nothing more complex than that. Yeah. So you were going for this world record. The dates for that are February 14th through the 18th. I'm going to drop a link for people to check that out.
Awesome.
There you go. That should cross post. There we go. On all my pages. Yeah, there we go. What made you want to do that?
That's a great question, man. It was something suggested by a couple of comedians that I don't know if I don't want to say who they are, because if it goes like not amazingly, I don't want to put the blame on them. But sorry, man, that's the pizza. I'm gonna grab it real quick, like 15 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. Kevin, he's a big fan of pizza. It's something that you need to know about him. He also didn't eat today. He's a busy boy. All right, he's working 2 different jobs. He does the IT thing. He gets emailed by insane people, otherwise known as comics. He's got to deal with those. And then, look, we all eat. Kevin eats. I eat. Your parents ate. Your grandparents ate before that. So,
Thanks, man. Have a good night. You too.
He didn't even tip that guy. He didn't. Hopefully that link does work for you all. But
right. Sorry about that, man.
What kind of pizza did you get?
I got pepperoni. Basic bitch.
Okay. I mean, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say about pepperoni pizza.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, good question about the world record, man. So a couple of comedy friends of mine who have also worked with me on some of the Bricky stuff, like they suggested it one night. We were talking about ideas for Brickies, and they said, what if we tried to get this world record thing that's kind of been out there for a while. The different comedy venues have attempted periodically over the past like several decades. And initially, I was pretty averse to the idea just because of the difficulty level, and thought about it a little bit more, really went back and forth. I was thinking about pulling the plug. Yeah, and see, this is the other thing that's weird is there's 2 different versions of the record. So there's one for like the individual record, like the longest ever set, which is the 40 hours and 8 minutes. And then there's a multiple comedians record, which is the 80 hours and 5 minutes that we're trying to break. But yeah, man. So I eventually decided, I was like, well, like we're not going to get anywhere if we're not trying ambitious things. This is a little bit wild to go for, and it's going to entail a lot of difficulties, and the likelihood of success is going to be relatively low because there's a very, very slim margin for error based on the Guinness requirements. But just made the call and decided to go for it, and now we're in it. We've got to do our best and see if we can pull it off. We've got 1 week before the record attempt. So
now it's held by the Laugh Factory. For those of you who don't know what the Laugh Factory is, that is like the second biggest club in LA. I would say the Comedy Store is the biggest, and then the Laugh Factory is right after that.
Now, so this one actually, this is from 2010.
Oh, sorry, I'm sharing the wrong page.
Oh, no worries, man.
So this is what I read right here. So 2010 Laugh Factory, blah blah. Oh wait. Thursday.
They gotta update that because the current Guinness record is held by a group in Nashville. I can't remember the name of the venue, but yeah, they did 80 hours. 80 hours and 5 minutes. Unless somehow it would be a very recent development, but maybe I can't see how their record would have been invalidated. But let me double check here.
Oh wait, here we go. Here you go.
Okay, here's the Guinness page here, if it'll load.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
because I've been in communication with the guy who spearheaded the last successful record attempt, and he's actually going to be at our attempt on opening night.
This one, right, is 80 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
NashvilleStandup.com. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so 3 full days and then 8 hours and then 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So, what is the length of time that you all are going for?
We're trying to do 81. We figured, if we're going to break it, we might as well tack on like another 55 minutes. And if we do get there, if we do, break it and we're successful at getting the record certified, then I like the idea of putting it out there as a kind of a challenge to other comedy venues, It's just kind of as a fun, competitive, but not like aggressively competitive thing.
No, you need to be aggressively competitive. You need to send them a message after and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
That's right. Yeah.
Where you all at?
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So hopefully we can pull it off. The Guinness requirements are kind of insane. So we're doing our best to put mechanisms in place where we can attempt to enforce those and provide contingency plans if we fall short on something. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty daunting undertaking. But I think we might have a chance.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. How many comedians are there now?
We've got on the official schedule, we've got like 185. But we're definitely going to hit over 200 because we'll have some alternates that we'll also try and work into the lineup. Do
you have to have like a continuous crowd presence as well?
That's one of the Guinness requirements is that you have to have at least 10 audience members at all times, which is going to be one of the more difficult things that we have to try and achieve. But our plan, go ahead, man. What were
Can you hire some homeless people? Like, I mean,
right?
It's a crowd. Huh?
That's true. Yeah, I mean, we could conceivably end up in some circumstances where desperate times call for desperate measures, in which case maybe we are inviting in, whatever the politically correct term is, we are inviting folks in, just for the sake of filling some seats. And we may do that possibly.
How much are tickets?
The full festival pass is $40, and then 2-hour passes are $15.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, did people buy the full fest? I mean, obviously, people have bought the full festival pass. Do you think that they're gonna get a? Is there hotels nearby, like for them to crash out at? Like,
well, so the full festival pass, what it does is it allows you to attend as many times as you want for as long as you want. So what I'm anticipating, because we've had about 20 or so people purchase the full festival pass. So what I'm thinking is that those folks are planning on just kind of popping in, and popping in at like maybe really weird times just because of the novelty of it. Being able to go over to a comedy club at 4:00 in the morning and watch some stand up. It's kind of a unique thing that doesn't happen in our area very often. So I'm anticipating that the people who purchased the full festival pass are probably thinking about doing things like that. And that the full festival pass is actually we've sold more of them at this point than because most of our sales will come in the week in the lead up to the event.
Sure.
So we've actually sold more than I was expecting, just because it's kind of a and we had to kind of price it a little bit high because we're trying to get to this funding objective so that we can have a Guinness adjudicator on site to certify us in real time. But they charge like tens of thousands of dollars to certify a record. So I don't know for sure that we're going to get to that funding goal, in which case we'll still get the record, but we'll just have to do retroactive certification. So we'll just have to do a little bit of additional fundraising after we gather all the after the event has concluded, but we'll have all the evidence compiled, and we can just submit it to Guinness. And then once we've paid the fee, then we can get certified.
So is it going to be like recorded? Like, how do you? What proof do you have to offer? I guess a recording or a video.
Yeah, you got it, man. Yeah, our plan right now, because even if we do have an adjudicator on site, we won't be able to pay for adjudicators to be there for the entire time, because to cover the number of adjudicators that would be necessary for the 80-hour duration, that in and of itself could be tens of thousands of dollars, because Bricky's has to foot the bill for their travel and lodging. So it
seems kind of like, well, maybe it's just my opinion, but I feel like Guinness should be paying them to do that. Like,
yeah, no, I totally agree with you, man. But
they're not selling as many books as they used to.
Right. But so even if we do have an adjudicator on site, the arrangement that we have tentatively negotiated with Guinness is that the adjudicator would be there for the final 8 hours, just one adjudicator. That way it saves on our side of things in terms of the budget that would be necessary. But we would still have to gather the evidence for the initial 72 hours, so that when the adjudicator, or 73 hours, so that when the adjudicator arrived, they could review the evidence, determine that we have maintained eligibility for the duration of the event, and then proceed to observe and certify the final 8 hours and give us the record in real time. That's kind of the tentative plan if we do have an adjudicator, if we are able to hit the funding threshold, at least for that one. So either way, we're going to have a plan for gathering the evidence. So right now what we've got is we're going to have a private YouTube live stream. Like, for two reasons it's going to be private are we want to protect the comedian's material. We don't want anyone to worry about, like, their material getting taken, or if it's put online and they were just like going for a joke and it didn't work out. We don't want them to be concerned about that stuff either. But in addition to that, we don't want to discourage people from being physically at the event, because that would take away from us hitting the audience member requirement. So we're going to do a private YouTube live stream, which we're going to have to restart every 11 hours, because that's the limit that YouTube has on how long you can live stream for. And during the gaps, we're going to use 4K cameras to cover the transitions. And then we're going to have CCTV cameras positioned as like a third wave contingency. And then finally, hopefully, PBS, they're doing a segment, and they may pick up some footage because they're going to be there off and on for the entire 4 days. So that's kind of our final layer of, like, if we don't get it, like, if we don't get all the evidence via the live stream, the 4K cameras, the CCTV, then maybe PBS picks up some stuff we can submit to Guinness.
Well, you got all your bases covered then. Obviously a lot of planning went into this. So
yeah, it's we've definitely got the plan. The implementation is going to be in real time, is going to be challenging, but I think we can do it though. We've got a lot of volunteers. We got a lot of people invested. So yeah, I think.
Are you going to sleep during this?
Oh man, I mean, I would like to. I kind of doubt that it's going to be possible, because the stakes are going to be a little bit high. Like, if we do end up paying the adjudicator, or paying for the adjudicator to be there for the final 8 hours, then that we put that money on the line, and if we don't get the record, that money's gone. And that's tens of thousands of dollars. So this could very well, and I don't know for sure that we're going to go that route, because we might do the retroactive certification, which would then provide a little more risk management, because we wouldn't have to pay the money, or at least that much money, unless we knew that we could really get certified, because we had all the evidence at that point and we had hit the 81 hours.
So
but
what happens if, okay, so say someone is doing a set and they don't do their time.
Yeah.
What happens then? You just have to kind of pick up the slack somewhere?
It could be game over, because Guinness requires that every comedian that performs as part of this attempt do at least 15 minutes. So if one single comedian of the 200 plus that'll be performing goes under 15 minutes, we lose the record.
Do you have? Has there been any people that you're like, do you have 15 minutes?
Only about 40 of them.
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah. It's not. It could be way worse. And no offense to those people, they're just very new. They're inexperienced. Sure. But I didn't want to, withhold an opportunity for anybody who really wanted to participate in this, unless there were a couple of people that they've only done like 2 or 3 open mics, and I'm like, okay, like 15 minutes is a lot, so we can have you available as an alternate, because we could have a situation where maybe there's no one else available, and then we got to throw you up there. But in terms of officially on the schedule, I tried to keep it mostly comedians who have at least a baseline level of experience, so that there's a confidence there that they can do 15 minutes. But we are going to have a spotter on the side of the stage. And many times it'll be the person who's doubling as the MC, and their responsibility will be to monitor the person. And if they start to get off stage early, their job is to kind of physically push them back onto not really, but like basically to be like, hey, get back up there and finish out your time.
Have you considered having like a countdown clock, like a 15-minute countdown clock?
Yeah, we're gonna have that on. Do you remember? Because you've seen the Bricky's room quite a bit, so you remember how there's that second fireplace? That's kind of we have the one that's the side of the stage, but then we have another one that's like a kind of stage right. It's a little bit bigger. So we're gonna have a countdown clock on top of that. That's going to be really large, so people should be able to know exactly where they are in terms of their time.
Okay.
And we're only going to do one light. We're going to light people at 15 minutes, and that's the signal to get off the stage.
Okay. You feeling pretty confident, pretty pumped up? You think you guys got this? I think that a lot of planning has went into this, and I have a lot of faith in you all, and a lot of faith in the what you have Dayton and Cincy scenes. Probably like some people from Columbus, some like. Probably people from everywhere coming in. Probably some Louisville comics, I would assume.
There's a couple of Louisville comics in there. We've got a couple of people from Wisconsin. We've got folks from Pennsylvania, Illinois. So we pretty much got most of the Midwest covered. We've got one guy who's coming from California, so there'll be people from all over. So. Yeah.
Good on him. I hope he doesn't drive. I hope he flies.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I think he's flying.
Yeah, I hope so. Hope he gets some other stuff. Like, I don't know if he's so. Nope, the comics can't perform twice, right?
They can perform twice, but they can't perform more than once every 4 hours.
Okay,
that's the Guinness stipulation. And MCs, oddly, can't do any comedic content. It can only be factual, just neutral information. Can't be funny at all.
There's so many comics that don't do comedy anyways. There you go. That's easy. You found them.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'm super stoked. I really wish that I was able to be there. Unfortunately, my work schedule is kind of hectic right now.
Sure.
But I will I don't know what I'll do. I'll believe in you. I'll believe in you from home.
Dude, that in and of itself means a lot, because there's a lot of people that don't. We've gotten a lot of online hate. Like, we've got a lot of people that are saying we're really stupid for trying to do this and all kinds of stuff. And
that you're stupid for trying to do this.
Yeah. We've it didn't start until relatively recently, but I think the promotional efforts, picked up a little bit of steam and got a little bit of traction online. So you had, people coming out of the woodwork saying that it's a terrible idea and it's going to be a bad event and all this stuff. And we'll see kind of what happens. I think we got all hands on deck, and we're going to try and make it awesome. But anybody who like has confidence in us and believes in us, I mean, I appreciate that a lot, because I know this is a crazy thing to do. So the skepticism isn't completely unjustified. That, I have to acknowledge that. I understand why people are a little bit cynical about it.
I feel like that's kind of like an energy vampire type. I've been watching What We Do in the Shadows, so sorry for the reference, but like, it seems like you're dumb. You're never going to make it. Like, people also say that to people who are currently making it. So
that's true.
It's it's the point of online. Like, I'm a hater sometimes, so I get it. Like, yeah, but it's what you do online. You just,
right.
You hate things and then you move on. Like, they probably, you all did get, what was that guy? You know what I'm talking about? He was like had catfish accounts, and he was like, I bought a comedy ticket. I didn't laugh.
Yeah, that guy. So that turned out to be a disgruntled comedian who has an axe to grind with.
Wow, I could have never seen that coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And he created a bunch of fake accounts and was putting fake reviews on the Bricky's Google page. Just saying, I mean, that guy had actually been using those accounts to email me in the lead up to actually taking it, to a more public forum. But he started attacking the Bricky's page, and it backfired, because everybody who supports us and likes coming out to the shows, I just asked them, like, hey, can you guys, we've got people leaving fake reviews, so will you guys go leave some real reviews? Even if there's something negative in there, I would like it better if the feedback we're getting is at least genuine. And a bunch of people went and left positive reviews. It got us to like a 5-star rating. So yeah, I mean, we've had a few random adversaries that have just emerged, and then we gotta go to battle with them over a silly comedy.
Something? I'm gonna read you. So I used to leave fake reviews. They were never hateful. So I just want to tell you that. But let me, not of Bricky's, but let me see if I can find. I think I can find them. Hold on, my Google reviews. Let's see. Profile, right? Yes. So I've left 26 reviews.
Nice. I'm
going to read you some of them. Right now. So I used to. This is from 2018.
Okay.
I left a review at a vaping store, it looks like.
Okay.
It says, I laughed, I cried, I lost 15 pounds. By the end of my time at the store, I found love in 3 ways. Love of myself, love of a place, and love of a song.
Oh, wow.
But
that's a good review, though. That's beautiful.
This review actually went viral. I don't know if you can. You're not going to be able to read it. Hold on. Let me turn off this background blur. Hold on. Hey, Cody. Thanks for the compliment. We I don't know if you mean me or Kevin, but
it's probably you.
You're not. Wait, did it show?
Oh, yeah. I can kind of see it a little bit.
It says, I waited 5 minutes. Not a single employee came and washed my hands. What the heck is the employees wash hands sign for?
That's a good one. I like that.
So the owner, when this happened, the owner responded, and he just went like, interesting. I could probably find. I think Philip DeFranco. He's like a big YouTuber, read it, and like my friends are all tagging me in it, and I was like, I didn't mean for it to be like this. I used to. It's back when I still smoked weed, and I would just get high, and I'd be like,
Sure.
This is I gave him 5 stars. I said, fantastic. There wasn't a single roach or crack pipe in my iced white chocolate mocha.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I like that.
Tienda La Chiquita in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I gave them 5 stars. I said, didn't get pregnant while ordering a burrito.
That's a common thing that happens, though. You
gotta
a burrito, and the next thing you know, like you're in your 3rd trimester.
It happens pretty often, you know.
Yeah, I just wanted.
Why do you think pregnant people go there? This is, I think, my favorite one. It's a review at Wendy's, and it says, "So I don't know if you all are aware, but you are pushing square cows into extinction. As a matter of fact, they're so rare at this point, I've never even seen one."
Oh, that's great, man. Have you turned any of these into bits, like for your stand-up?
No, I was thinking about it, but I just...
That's pretty good.
This one is for the outlet. It says 1 star, and it just says got pregnant.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, that's solid.
The McDonald's cash on me saying, "quote Would you like it large?" Listen, fella, I just want a burger.
Right. Oh man, these are good. Do you still do these or?
No, in a long time. I might start doing them again. It was very. I used to laugh my ass off writing these.
Sure.
It's just there are rallies in New Albany. It says, "Guy with no shirt on tried to sell me a half-drink bottle of water. I don't think he worked there." I gave him 5 stars. If I'm, I'll still give him 5 stars. Usually,
sure.
Unless it just sucks and I just want to say something weird. The Olive Garden. There was no garden, and I only seen like 5 olives.
It's false advertising, man.
Yeah. The Doubletree Hotel, 5 stars. Far better than any hotel that doesn't have a bed in the rooms.
There's a couple of those. There's I've seen a Motel 6 or 2 that, they've just thrown a futon in there or something.
Oh God, dude, it's all creaky, and I'm always afraid that I'm gonna find like drugs or a dead body under budget like motel. Yeah, I've stayed at plenty of those, like doing, and I'm like, this is how I die. I think.
Dude, Econowatch. Those are fucking crazy. Like, pretty messed up.
Everything was $1 as far as the Dollar Tree goes. It met the gold standard. There was a weird shirtless guy staring at me when I was leaving, but that was free.
Oh shit, that's funny.
The Acme markets. You've been to New Jersey, so you've seen these like Acme stores. I gave them 5 stars. 5 stars. They didn't sell any large anvils for me to drop on this real fast bird, who I would consider my greatest arch nemesis. Pretty good cakes though.
Nice.
Oh, this is kind of a nice one. It just says Starbucks, 5 stars. They had coffee.
Hey, that's they're meeting the standards. They're meeting expectations.
This is a locksmith. I've never even used a locksmith. It says, is your stuff locked down tighter than New York at the start of COVID-19? Give this man a call and get it solved. He unlocked my car, my house, and 2 years I had forgotten as a teenager. I didn't even ask for the third one. That's what that says.
Nice. That's guys going above and beyond.
I think this is the last one. There's I wrote some normal review here, but
Sure.
Joanne and crafts. They type of craft except spacecraft. The problem, that's the only reason I was there. Side note, do not sell the movie The Craft.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Yeah, you need to start doing those again.
Yeah, I might. I think about I think it'd be really funny to find strip clubs in small towns and just write, something crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I should start doing this again. It was fun. Yeah, no, guy. I don't know, because maybe it's just because we're friends, you and I. But I've never seen you be so I've never seen you be unprofessional to the point that it would warrant any of their behavior. I don't know what you could have done different. Basically all you do is yeah, man, I got you booked for this mic.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Man, I think in that guy's case, he actually had an extra grind with people that I had worked with. And he assumed that because I was affiliated with those people and he had actually also attacked them, but he thought that he could also, I think in a roundabout way, he could hurt their business by also attacking me. And so I kind of got caught in the crosshairs. And yeah, super random. I really have had no actual interactions with that guy, but he still does some of that shit. And I know that he is actually behind some of the hate that the World Record Festival is getting, because he has friends that he coordinates with, and they go on these different comedy forum pages and they start posting, but the language is exactly the same. So it's clear that it's from him. And probably some other burner accounts that he's
What's
created.
his name?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can say it because but
fuck that guy.
Yeah, no,
fuck that guy.
His name's Lee Mays, and
Lee?
yeah, he's just randomly gone on the warpath against me periodically over the past couple of years, and he's targeted a bunch of other comedy venues across the state of Ohio with these burner accounts, and I think the thing that frustrates me the most, I mean, it's one thing to be a troll and all that, but he has chosen tactics that can actually damage a business, and by extension, decrease opportunities that are going to be offered to his fellow comics. And in that respect, it's kind of like we should all be on the same team. We're trying to create more stage time opportunities for everybody. But he, in a very kind of malicious, specific way, has tried to undermine people and prevent them from getting stage time and hurt their comedy careers. And that gets under my skin. He's really the only guy that I've ever, in a comedy context that I've ever really gone to kind of a little bit of a battle with.
You could tell that he's I'm trying to think of a community standards friendly way to say this.
Sure.
All the comments locked on his Facebook page, and that's how you know that the way that he acts would ruin his day.
Oh yeah.
Other people probably don't care. They just go, you're kind of a weird guy.
Right.
But if someone did it to him, it would ruin his day.
Yeah.
And also it looks like he's been doing comedy for a long time. Doesn't no one gives a shit. It looks like he He has a page though.
Yeah. The thing that frustrates me so much, because he's really the only person that I've run into that is this sort of antisocial and aggressive with stuff. Like, I am open to olive branches a lot of the time from pretty much anybody. If at some point he had reached out to me, well, I mean, the fact that I now know he's attacked my friends, that creates an issue for me as well. But and it's a reason that I would refuse to work with him. But if in absence of that, if he had reached out at some point and been like, "Hey, I'm kind of."
Dude, look at this guy. Look
Yeah. I part of me kind of feels.
Dudes, I would bully him. Blocker. I'm sorry, Kevin. That's not.
No.
It's not Kevin speaking. That's me as me. That's has nothing to do with him. That's just he just looks like a dork. Like I want to push him.
It's so crazy, dude. Because like if he had reached out to me at some point, like before all this stuff, and been like, "Hey, I'm mad at you, or I'm mad at the people that you work with for whatever reason," I probably would have tried to mend fences. I probably would have been like, "Well, let's all get in a room and let's talk it out. I don't know what the issue is, but like we can kind of, we can reach some sort of a compromise. Like everybody should be working together." That's my general like inclination. But this guy just went like he attacked me for no reason, and very maliciously so. And so yeah, it's mind blowing, and it's disappointing. And he's the only person I've really had that kind of a beef with. And yeah, I really don't like that guy.
That's because most comics are a little bit insane. They're normally like insane in like a way that's not harmful.
Yeah.
At least outwardly, they may internalize some issues, but most people, they don't have this malicious intent.
Right.
You didn't book me going to try to ruin your career type thing. Like, yeah, it's just like it feels like those. Have you ever seen the episode of South Park with the Yelp reviewers? Where they're like, I'm a pretty big deal. I'm a Yelp reviewer. I'm the chosen one. And right. It feels like that. It has that kind of vibe to it where it just, man, like there's no point in acting. I don't know. Seems gross is what I'm getting at.
No, I totally agree with you, man.
No, it'll pan out, and 3 years, Bricky's will be a huge deal, and in 3 years, he'll still be doing fucking bar shows for 8 people. Like, right. People don't work with people like that long. Yeah, they just don't. Yeah. So, I know that you haven't eaten all day. I don't know if you wanted to like go do that. I don't want to hold you. I really like talking to you. I just don't want you to not eat and just, I don't know, blood sugar drop to the floor while I'm talking.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I might hop off here and eat before too long, but yeah, I mean, however long you wanted to go, I'm totally cool.
No, so normally it's like an hour long. Okay. I just didn't want, like, I know you said you hadn't eaten all day, and I feel like I don't want to keep you from that. Yeah, so are you doing any time on the festival, or are you gonna do MC stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some time at the beginning. I'll kind of kick things off, do like the first 15 minutes. Then I'm planning on transitioning to the MC role for the next like sort of 8-hour block, because I'll want to be really intensively involved in terms of making sure that people are hitting their time and like spotting people and stuff. So I'll be doing time up top.
When you are starting, when like, are you going to? Because you said that MCs can't do. You can't bring up the next person then, right? Like, because if you're the MC and you're doing jokes, then you can't be the MC.
Well, that's where there's a little bit of a loophole where there's kind of a leeway to like make that transition. Like you can do your comedy set, like you can do an actual like set, and then you can be like, okay,
oh,
now we're
so
going.
it's no like filler jokes, no jokes in between. Like
that's right.
Is it a piggyback or is it like?
They did say that we can do some piggybacking, so we may do that for portions of the show. But I'm going to try and have most of it have an MC that's involved, just because that'll be an additional way to do like quality control and like make sure that we're hitting the hitting the Guinness requirements. So we'll probably have MCs for pretty much the whole thing. But
also helps with like time, because I mean, think of it's taking. Let me pull up a calculator here real quick. So if you have, let's say, 195 acts, and the MC 15 seconds on the stage, 15 seconds, about a minute maybe. Hey, you know this person from blah blah blah, so let's go. That's 195 minutes. That's a little bit over 3 hours accumulatively.
Exactly.
Probably, I mean, it's probably worth, yeah, do that. So you have 81 hours minus 3 roughly. So 78 hours, 100 and so everybody's doing 15 minutes, right?
Pretty close. We have a few folks that are doing like 30 minutes. We have a couple of people that are doing an hour, like some more established comics. But for the most part, everybody's pretty much doing 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that sounds like I guess like if you're brand new, it seems like a lot. But once you've been doing comedy, I would say like a year, then doing 15 minutes is just kind of easy in my opinion. Actually, I just did comedy for the first time in like a long time, like 3 weeks ago. No, wait, I came down. I did the show at Bricky's. That was the first show that I had done in like a while.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was a fun time.
When was that? Oh my gosh, that lady had like a mental breakdown because of my friend. I watched. It was loud. It was. I don't know if it warranted how she felt.
Sure.
But it was. I mean, it was pretty fucking loud. Like I was like listening back to it, and I was like,
right.
You all right? Yeah. I forgot what happened. He like broke his hand or something like that.
Yeah.
Slapping the table.
Yeah, he said that was his way of like kind of showing approval, which I'm like, okay, I kind of understand, but yeah, it was a little bit loud, but yeah, I know what you mean. Both sides were a little bit,
both sides were a little bit much. Him doing that, and then her being like, I almost died.
Yeah, no, I totally, I know what you mean, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's kind of like the reverse heckle. Like, that's what it was. It was a reverse heckle. Instead of being like, boo, you suck, it was like, that was a good one.
I know, yeah.
It was like a really supportive heckler, just being like, that's the funniest thing I've heard today,
Yeah, that was why it was tough to I didn't want to disincentivize it, but then it created this whole thing. It was a weird circumstance, but yeah, that was still a really fun show. I mean, still really great time, and I mean, all you guys on the show did well.
I'm trying to think.
It was pretty cool.
So who even did it? It was me and Corbin.
Yeah,
someone did a guest set.
Corbin and who did a guest set that night?
Was you hosted.
Did Chase Edward do a guest set that night? I can't remember. Did he do like a 5? Maybe not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Someone definitely did a guest set, but I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking as well.
I was at one of your Friday mics one time, and then this guy, me and like all the fellows were talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember the guy's name, but he walked up and he stood like way too close to me. Like he was like almost touching my shoulder.
Okay.
And I looked over at him a couple of times, and it went on for like 4 or 5 minutes where he was just standing way too close.
Right.
And I was like, "You're too close." I just eventually told him because I was like, he's going to pick up on the social cue of me being like,
right.
And then afterwards, some people up there, and he's a big deal. And I was like, what? I don't care about you don't get to touch my body because
you know, a really weird circumstance I had a few years ago. I was taking a friend of mine out for his birthday. We went to watch. They re-released the Matrix movies in theaters. You know. And like they did like a remastered version, or it was like the 20th anniversary, something along those lines. Yeah, it was like 2019.
Okay.
And so I took him out to one of these AMC's down down near like Westchester or whatever to watch The Matrix. And it was me and him in the movie theater, and then like a couple of people in the back. And this guy came in and sat down right next to us.
Uh-huh.
All the other seats were empty. But what ends up being really weird about this, I mean, I was weirded out for that because we didn't want to be rude, so we didn't get up and move. Like he just kind of sat there and we just watched the movie together. But what ended up being really weird about it is that I was watching a Zach Galifianakis stand-up video like a couple years after that, and one of his jokes, he says that he did that at like a showing of The Matrix. Like he went in and there were a couple of people sitting in a couple of random chairs, and he went up and sat right next to him. And I was like, was that guy? Was he like? Did he see that set and think, I'm going to do that? Like I'm going to emulate that. You know, like he took it literally.
Yeah.
And it was really bizarre, but I still haven't figured out why that guy randomly decided to show up to the remastered Matrix and sit right next to me and my friend in an empty movie theater.
What if it was Keanu Reeves? What if he was just like, like sitting next to you the whole time? Like
that sounds like something he might do, but yeah. Even in that circumstance, I would be like, dude, this is still weird. Even though you are Keanu, this is still, it's a little strange. But
have you ever read that story? It's like Bill Murray walks into a McDonald's and he steals someone's chicken nugget and he eats it, and then he goes, "No one will ever believe you," and then he leaves. If I was that famous, I would do that.
Sure.
I don't know if we have like celebrities like that anymore though. Like I feel like everybody's famous for nothing now. Is that like I'm 1 million on TikTok? They eat your chicken nugget and then they leave, and you're just like,
right. I feel like the landscape in terms of fame is a lot more fractured. Like there's a lot more people that can, based on different criteria, categorize themselves as being notable or being famous on some level, and that makes it really difficult to like sort through. Like all of the really big celebrities are kind of grandfathered in from a bygone era, like Tom Hanks and like Will Smith and people like that. Like, and then there's just a whole ecosystem of everyone under that's in different echelons, but like famous in specific like niche segments of society. And it's just, it's hard to keep track of, I think.
I wonder what the last like new big celebrity would be.
Yeah.
Maybe that guy from what the guy that plays Ezra Miller, maybe. I feel like that's kind of the last big. Well, maybe. No, it's probably like musicians now.
Sure.
I feel like musicians are far more popular because there's so many movies and films, and like movies and films are the same thing. Movies and TV shows, like
Yeah.
if someone's like, I was on HBO, and I'll just be like, yeah, I was on HBO. I don't care. No one cares.
Right.
What were you on? The Wire? Were you in the 3rd season of Game of Thrones? I don't give a shit. Get behind me in line.
Right. It's people are very hard to impress these days. I do notice that. Because everybody has like a celebrity encounter, and a lot of people know someone who is celebrity adjacent or who has millions on TikTok or something. And so it's a very high threshold, I think, now for people to have that classic response to like a celebrity figure. I notice that I feel that way about celebrity. Like I'm like, if I met a celebrity tomorrow, I would be kind of amazed, but I don't think it would be mind blowing in the way that it would have been 20 years ago, just because there's you see so much of everything now. It's hard for all of us to be impressed by things, which is kind of sad. It's a little bit, we should be impressed by crazy stuff.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's good at everything now. Like everybody's stronger and faster and cooler. Like maybe that's what it is, or maybe we're all just like sad or something. I don't know. Like it just seems like we're just unimpressed. Oh no. Oh no, his thing froze. Hold on. Oh no. Oh. Well, there goes Kevin.
Sorry about that, man. I think we lost the internet for a second.
Yeah, I was talking and I was like, yeah, it was a good story,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what there. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It happens. All right. Yeah. Yeah. We're just all unimpressed, I guess, as a society was what I was saying. Like we're all like, yeah, cool. Good job.
Yep. Yeah. I want to get a little bit of that magic back though, like just in terms of my own perspective. Like I want to start being amazed and wowed by things again, just little things.
You need to start doing like psychedelics just all the time. And people will be like, I got this bottle of water. And you're like, how did they catch that water?
Right.
Did you bottle this?
It's something that a lot of people are doing that I actually would like to try at some point, like do the whole ayahuasca thing or, take some, microdosing, I guess, is relatively tame. That's that's pretty common now, but yeah, I'd like to dabble in some psychedelics at some point, could be fun.
In my opinion, I think everybody should do it at least once.
Gotcha.
I don't like some people do it like a lot, but I think at least one time in kind of a controlled environment. Yeah, absolutely worth doing, worth checking out. But do it with someone like that knows what they're doing. Also, just like I see a lot of people who think that they could just do psychedelics and it will solve shit that they need medication for.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not going to, like, if you have depression, it may help you like kind of realign a perspective. But it's like sometimes shit sucks and you can't do anything about it except for go talk to someone. That's just just how it is. Like maybe you don't need to be on medication, but you need like something. You need Jesus. That's what you people need. You need the Lord.
I mean, all roads really lead back to
Rome.
To that,
To the glory of Rome. And that's why we're sad. There's no more glory in Rome.
Yeah, it's a big problem. They need to bring the glory back. It sounds good to me.
We need to go back to wars with just swords.
Just swords.
Sword war.
Yep.
Chariots would be cool. You complain about global warming all the time, but nobody wants to talk about chariots. That's nobody ever offers that. They're like, drive this dumb fucking electric car. You got to plug it in for 25 hours to drive an hour. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I just want to fight someone while I'm wearing armor. That's
it's fair. I mean, it's a fair fight. Covered in metal. The other person's not, but hey, it's
Yeah. Should have thought about that before they didn't buy a suit of armor. That's their problem.
That's right. Exactly. But
all right. So I guess we'll go ahead and end it here. I would love to have you back at some point, but
yeah, sure, man.
I'll cut the stream, and then if you got a couple minutes to hang out, I'll talk to you there. Everybody who tuned in, thank you. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. See you Thursday. See you Thursday. Bye.